The silver screen went dark. A lonely spaceship drifted through the void, and then terror, a scream no one could hear, except us. Strength. They were more than characters. They became archetypes, and they carried Alien from cult classic to cinematic legend. Now, 46 years later, we return to the Nostromo. Some of the actors still walk among them. Sigourney Weaver. At 29, Sigourney Weaver was a newcomer, unknown to most, yet chosen to embody Ellen Ripley, the reluctant officer who would outwit the deadliest creature in cinema. Her height, her commanding presence, her quiet defiance. Weaver transformed Ripley into an icon. She broke barriers, proving women could lead action films with both strength and vulnerability. After Alien, her star only rose higher. She battled ghosts in Ghostbusters. She commanded the screen in Aliens, earning an Academy Award nomination. She reinvented herself again in Avatar, working once more with James Cameron. Off-screen, Weaver has remained grounded. She's a passionate advocate for environmental causes and a lifelong devotee of the stage. Now in 2025, at 75 years old, she remains active, her legacy unshakable. Ripley wasn't just her role, it was her destiny. But even Ripley needed a captain, which brings us to Tom Skerritt. Tom Skerritt! At 45, Tom Skerritt was already seasoned when he stepped aboard the Nostromo. As Dallas, the weary captain, he projected calm authority. Until fate turned against him. Skerritt had built a reputation through films like MASH and MASH, Harold and Maude, but Alien cemented him as the dependable everyman leader. His sudden death in the vents remains one of the film's most haunting images. The decades that followed saw him thrive. He soared as the mentor in Top Gun, touched hearts in Steel Magnolias. Always versatile, always steady. Away from Hollywood, Skerritt devoted himself to his family and the arts community in Seattle, mentoring young talent and supporting theater projects. Now 92, he lives quietly, his screen appearance is rare. Yet his soft-spoken presence still resonates. But captains aren't always who they seem. Sometimes, danger comes from within. As Ian Holm revealed, Ash. The science officer who betrayed his crew, Ian Holm gave that role an unsettling precision. At 47, he played calm, polite, and chilling. Holmes' career began on the stage with the Royal Shakespeare Company. His mastery of language and restraint made him one of Britain's finest actors. But Alien introduced him to the world. Soon after came Chariots of Fire, where he played the driven coach Sam Mussabini, earning an Oscar nomination. And decades later, a new generation adored him as Bilbo Baggins in The Lord of the Rings. Holm remained famously private, shunning the spotlight in favor of his craft. He worked steadily until health slowed him in later years. In 2020, he passed away at the age of 88, leaving a career rich in artistry. But where Ash was cold calculation, Lambert was trembling. Human fear, brought vividly to life by Veronica Cartwright. Fear has many faces. In Alien, it belonged to Lambert. Veronica Cartwright, only 30 at the time, delivered raw terror, her shaking voice and wide eyes capturing what the audience itself felt. Cartwright was no stranger to suspense. As a child, she survived Hitchcock's The Birds, and just a year before Alien, she appeared in the chilling Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Her career spanned genres, The Witches of Eastwick, and later, acclaimed guest roles on The X-Files and Air. She earned Emmy nominations, proof of her enduring talent. Today, at 76, she continues to share stories from her career at conventions and interviews, keeping the memories of Alien alive. Her vulnerability made Lambert unforgettable, a character audiences could truly relate to. But while Lambert embodied fear, Harry Dean Stanton gave us weary resignation, wrapped in a mechanic's uniform. Harry Dean Stanton. Brett, the Nostromo's engineer, a man of few words, more comfortable with machines than people. Harry Dean Stanton at 52 embodied that working-class shrug. By 1979, Stanton had already appeared in classics like Cool. And Luke in The Godfather Part 2. His craggy face and mumbling delivery gave him a unique authenticity. But Alien opened doors to a wider audience. In 1984, he gave the performance of a lifetime in Paris, Texas, a film of quiet heartbreak. He followed it with cult favorites like Repo Man, proving he could slip between genres with ease. Stanton never chased stardom. He played music, lived simply, and worked steadily into his 80s. Directors adored him for his honesty. He passed in 2017 at 91. Hollywood mourned a legend. And where Brett offered resignation, Parker, played by Yaphet Kotto, delivered fire. Yaphet Kotto, at 39. Yaphet Kotto brought energy, wit, and frustration to Parker, the ship's outspoken engineer. His arguments over pay and survival gave Alien its pulse. Kotto had already made his mark as a Bond villain in Live and Let D. But Alien gave him depth, a man tired of being undervalued, yet ready to fight to the end. His career stretched across film and television. From the hilarious Midnight run alongside Robert De Niro to 7 seasons on Homicide, Life on the Fole Street, where he became a household name. Off-screen, Kotto spoke candidly about race, Hollywood struggles, and his personal battles. He remained a commanding presence until his passing in 2021, at 81 years old. His passion burned bright, and yet the most shocking fate awaited Kane, John Hurt's doomed character. John Hurt. One scene defined horror forever. Kane's chestburster. At 39, John Hurt became the face of shock itself, but Hurt was already celebrated. His portrayal of Quentin Crisp in The Naked Civil Servant won acclaim. His supporting role in Midnight Express earned an Oscar nomination. After Alien, his career soared. He starred in The Elephant Man, 1984, and countless other films. His voice, rich, resonant, narrated stories, documentaries, even animated classics. Younger audiences, he became Ollivander, the wand maker in Harry Potter. Hurt's frail intensity and emotional honesty made him one of Britain's finest. In 2017, he passed away at 77 after a remarkable 6-decade career. Kane's fate was gruesome, but Hurt's artistry was sublime. And now we turn to the final presence aboard the Nostromo, an actor hidden inside the nightmare itself. Bolaji Badejo. The most terrifying presence in Alien wasn't a Hollywood star. It was a young Nigerian artist named Bolaji Badejo. At 25, standing 6 feet 10 inches tall, he was discovered in a London pub by Ridley Scott. Badejo had never acted, but his graceful, unsettling movements gave the xenomorph life. His body became the nightmare silhouette that haunted audiences. It was his only screen role. After filming, he returned to his true passion, graphic design. He lived to his true passion, graphic design. Quietly, far from Hollywood's glare, tragically, in 1992, he passed away at only 39 from complications of sickle cell disease. His name may be less known, but his contribution is eternal. Without him, the Alien would not exist as we remember it. And so the Nostromo's crew is complete. Not just a film. It was a testament to human fear, courage, and endurance, brought alive by actors who gave more than performances. They gave us echoes that still resonate. Which cast member left the deepest impression on you? Which cast member left the deepest